Hello, my lovely audience. So, this is a what if that I am doing a reboot on. I put up a polls and said, do you guys want this? Well, I said, do you guys want what if I'm going to be rebooting? And you guys said yes. So, this is the what if I'm rebooting. I saw that it got around like 2,000 views, the original one, but thought why not reboot it, because if you don't know, new season of Mandalorian's out, and if this blows up, then I'll do another part. But I don't know if this is going to blow up at all, because honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. The last one didn't blow up too much, and I don't really think I made a part 2 of that one. But yeah, if this blows up around 1,000 views, I will definitely do a part 2. If this gets like 1,000 views at least, within like a week. Now, what is going to happen is this. Deku is going to be a Mandalorian. Basically like 5 or maybe 25% Mandalorian. Original species. Blech. And where does this part come from? His mother's side. It's going to come from his mother. The Mandalorian side is going to come from his mother. Yes, his dad has no fucking idea of what Inko's original family was like. Basically, think of it like Mary Winchester. John didn't know what he was getting into. Alright, so let's get to the fun part. So, Deku, at 5 years old, is going to find, he's going to find his mother's armor. And it's an armor set. Like you remember in The Mandalorian that basically the armor, the woman that basically made the Mandalorian armor and all that stuff. Yeah, she's that. And oh boy, she's one of those. And my oh my, is she going to be overpowered in this. So yeah, basically Inko doesn't agree with him becoming a hero because she wants her son to live a normal life. Like how she tried to get away from her life, which was being a bounty hunter. And of quite a deadly one at that. Anyways, she's kind of given up that life, and when Deku finds her armor, she kind of goes, well, I should have burned that. And what ends up happening here is this. He thinks that she was originally a hero and wants her to, train him, and doesn't stop bugging her about it. And basically, he does keep it a secret because, maybe she gave it up and, people are trying to go after her or something, and it's going through a 5-year-old's mind, so he'd keep it a secret. Big time. And let's see here. He would be working around, what type of, powers she would have. Obviously, he would know the quirk, but still. He would be looking at, weaknesses, strengths, and all that, and be thinking it's some type of, support hero or something, and looks through records and all that, but doesn't find her. And I would say that's when Inko's been deciding for about a week, should she train her son to have the skills of a Mandalorian to become a hero? Give him the skills to become a hero. Now, what is going to happen is this. She is going to straight up train his ass into oblivion. Basically, his normal life has now been turned upside down and pretty much made into a training regiment. As in, until he is 15, he is being trained tremendously hard. Hardcore. He's learning how to use every single weapon and Mandalorian weapon. Yeah, this is getting interesting. And, oh, by the way, most of her family's dead because obviously Mandalorians would die pretty quickly if their skills were known. And yeah, Inka's the only one that's alive from her family's side, I would say, until we find out maybe there's some family that that's on Inka's side that we find out about later in the series. Who knows? Anyways, let's get to the fun part. So, by the way, I was collecting a bunch of pictures for this because I've been thinking, oh, this is gonna be fun. Anyways, so yeah, Inko pretty much trains the shit out of him and basically let's see here, learning every single weapon, Mandalorian, and I would say he's also learning how to fly in a jetpack. So there's that. Oh, and by the way, family vacations are actually training sessions where he is being, well, they're sparring, really, or he's learning how to dodge paintball shots, airsoft, actual live ammunition sometimes. Yeah, when she rents a gun sometimes. Oh, and Inko is not going to be that chubby mother like in the canon series. No. She's keeping her figure and looking like dynamite. Goddamn. Yeah. She is going to be still hot as fuck, and yeah. Anyways, what ends up happening, here's this. Deku, oh boy, well, Bakugo's bullying doesn't really affect him as much because he's being beaten the shit out of him by his own mother. And let me explain this to you. They spar at least 3 times a week. And by sparring, I mean he gets his ass kicked. I would say that, I'm going to do a time skip here and say that pretty much the rest of his life now has just been getting his ass getting kicked for 10 years. And it's only until he's 15 does he actually land a hit. And by landing a hit, I mean actually making like blood come out of her mouth. And him going sorry immediately. And she kind of just goes full on him. Now, here's the thing. She would have, in the beginning of this, she definitely went full on him and knocked him to the ground and he was bleeding like crazy. So she had to dial it down a bit. Now, basically what ends up happening here is this. Eiko decides to give Deku some hand-me-downs. And by hand-me-downs, I mean Mandalorian armor. That is, well, her great-grandfather's Mandalorian armor. And Deku, he would have grown quite quickly because of how much muscle he's gaining and how big he is now. And I'm going to say that Deku, for those 10 years, was also being homeschooled. So you could see where this is going. Yes, he was homeschooled. And oh boy, was he getting his ass kicked. And I'm going to say that Deku, this armor is complete shit. I mean, like, it is shit. And I would say that when he is 15, he gets his own armor. One that's melted down from older generations of their family, and, well, yeah, he gets his own armor for his hero suit. And does he wear the helmet around all the time? No. Because, well, I'm not going to do that bullshit. Like, I say Mandalorians should take their helmets off. Like, come on, it's got to be sweaty in that thing. But wearing it around the house, yes, he wears it around the house because she sometimes sneak attacks him. I mean, seriously. Like, I'm being serious here. She sneaks attacks him, and he wears that armor. And gets his ass kicked a lot. So his guard is up, like, all the time when he's outside. And, well, he's kind of developed his own little aura that kind of just surrounds him, says, don't fuck with me or else you're gonna die. Now, also, Mandalorians I've seen in Clone Wars have been pretty freaking strong. Like, have you ever seen them? They're like toothpicks. And they're able to take down quite a few people before dying, well, committing suicide. So, yeah, I would say that Deku, he's gained quite a lot of muscle and is probably able to lift, like, well, seeing how much intense training he's going through for 10 years, I would say he can lift about 600 pounds. And that's if he's using all of his strength. So, around 600 pounds he can lift, which is quite a lot, if you ask me. But he is mostly working on combat skills and stuff like that. So he's got a lot of combat skills, like a lot of hand-to-hand combat, but also a lot of knowing how to use a blade, disarm a person, also dismantle a weapon, and so on. And also tank a shot with Mandalorian armor on. Now, what ends up happening here is this. On his 15th birthday, he gets a birthday gift. His own Mandalorian armor, which is pretty much going to look like this, because why not? And I found this picture because it looked pretty much the best for what Deku would look like. Now, let's get to the actual anime series and all that fun stuff. Does he encounter the Sojourn? Hell the fuck no. Anyways, let's get to where the UA entrance is at. Now, because he's being trained and taught, he has to recite what he has learned. I am not joking. So, on the written exam, he aces that shit and gets first class. Because let's put it this way, his mommy is a goddamn top-notch assassin who would teach the shit out of him about combat skills and about history. Because goddamn she would. She goddamn would. And then there's the practical exam, where he's going to be fighting robots and looking goddamn badass doing it. As in, he can go all out. And does he destroy these things? And when I mean destroy, I mean he rips their fucking arms off and uses them to beat them with it. Yes, he's going full-on brutal on them. He's impaling them with it. He's going full out on these things, doing moves that even some of the teachers are surprised by. He's jumping up and kicking these things, drop kicking, ripping them apart, ripping them to shreds. He's already racked up enough to go into the hero course in Class 1A. So guess what he ends up seeing? A girl about to get crushed. What does he do? Runs towards her and saves her ass. Very quickly and very, very terrifyingly, because he's moving at the speed of Stain. Like, a little bit faster, actually, I would say. A lot faster, I would say. Like, quite a lot faster. Yes, quite a lot faster. There's a lot more technique in this, in his movement than Stain. So, yeah, he had someone that taught him. Stain didn't. So, yeah. What ends up happening here is this. Deku completely just got, well, yeah, he just got some rescue points and saved Araka. And does he trip? No, I'm not making that happen. Oh, and by the way, what is his personality like? Well, he's very happy and, well, he doesn't really get bullied because, well, when he was getting bullied when he was 5, he was, like, about to leave. He didn't really mind it because he was already getting his ass kicked by his mother, so he didn't really mind. And also, homeschooling was also just pretty much save her from getting arrested because this shit's pretty much illegal. This shit's very illegal to do. Anyways, yeah, let's see here. Some of the training I'm going to leave secret for later on because it was intense and very much likely he would die from it. Now I'm just going to make sure that I am on audio. Yes, I am. Okay. Cool, the audio is coming through. Cool. I just did not want to redo all that. I had a feeling that no one could hear me. Anyways. Oh boy. So, what ends up happening? Let's see here. Deku gets in, and oh boy, he's a big boy. He's a very big boy. I would say that like this is kind of what he looks like. This is his kind of body type. And I'm going to say that he is like 5'10", 5'11". Yeah, he's pretty tall. And that's only at 15. Boy, oh boy, does he have growing to do. Oh, lordy lord. So, when on the practical, Aizawa's little Phoenix exam, probably Araka would thank him for saving her. And also, I think that Deku would be, everybody would be looking at his body, because they kind of notice that he's got quite a lot of muscle, and looks kind of more like a warrior that just came out of a coliseum. Because just how his facial expression is, how he's looking around the room, analyzing it, and also noticing Aizawa is sleeping. So yeah, and I would say Aizawa feels the death stares at him, so he would probably wake up a lot quicker, feeling the uneasy presence, and start getting the whole entire exam done. And boy oh boy, do the boys' locker room gets intense, because they see a boy with scars all over his body. And I would say one of them gets the balls to ask him, where'd you get the scars? Or the one that he's pointing at, which has, well, looks like bear claws. Yes, Deku fought a bear and lived. And he's quirkless. Think about that for a second. Oh, and by the way, seeing how his genetics is insane, people would think he has a quirk because of how much strength he has. Because Mandalorians are just naturally freaking strong. Like, Jesus, are they strong. They can survive quite a lot. And that's saying something. Anyways, if I'm wrong that they have physical heightness or whatever, which I feel like I'm not, because, let's be honest here, have you ever seen the Mandalorians, like the actual race, like from Mandalore, all that shit? They are toothpicks and they fight, like, really good. Like, they can hold off a Jedi in hand-to-hand combat pretty well. Pretty impressive. Anyways, let's get to the fun what if. yeah, so for the fitness exam, Deku pretty much aces it. Because, let's be honest, it's Deku, and he pretty much aces it by literally just, well, doing what it's told. The ball throw, he gets average score, but everything that's physical, like punching, he gets a really high score. And better than Shoji and the Sugar Rush guy. And that's surprising. That surprises them. That someone so thin can actually punch that hard. So yeah, they're quite a little scared of Deku. And people that saw the scars are also terrified and intimidated by Deku, even though he's trying to be friendly and super nice to everybody. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Anyways, so yeah, now for the best part of this, heroes versus villains, where Ome is going to take notice in Deku and his strength. Now, this is what he is going to look like. He is not going to have a jetpack. If I say he's going to have a jetpack, scratch that for now. Anyways, he is going to look like this, and he is going to have, I would say, on his right arm, he is going to be able to have something that can cut through, well, vents or metal or whatever, really doors, metal doors at least, and be able to cut through it pretty quickly. And he's also going to have a dart launcher. Yes, something an assassin would have, but no, Deku's going to have it to basically pretty much put people to sleep, knock them out without touching them. Fast-acting drug that would put them to sleep keep them sleeping for like 24 hours. So, yeah, fun. Anyways, what ends up happening next is this. Deku... Oh boy. I mean, like, really, oh boy. So, yeah, he's going against Bakugo, who does recognize him, but doesn't put his finger on it because, well, it's 10 years ago. But Deku remembers Bakugo and proceeds to call him Kanchan. And, yeah, what ends up happening here is this. Bakugo, I would say, remembers the name Kanchan and is like, Deku? And immediately charges at him saying, die. But then just pretty much, well, Deku kind of, how do I put it? The move I'm trying to say is this. He basically bends down, and his leg goes goes up, and kind of just kicks him in the face, knocking him to the ground, and almost like he just did a dance move, really. And that is when Deku then proceeds to punch him several times, beating him down and beating him down and beating him down, and then kicking him into a wall, breaking his arm, and then just beating him down. All Might would then take interest in this and be like, what the fuck did I just witness? A kid that's corpless just took down a kid that can shoot explosions from his hands. The fuck? Pretty much just what's going through his mind. Now, as for what is going to happen, well, after this, Deku would go against Ida, and seeing how he's wearing Mandalorian steel, Ida would kick him and hurt himself, actually. By hurt himself, I mean Deku would hold his ground, and he'd kick him. Mandalorian armor holds up pretty well. I mean, really well. As in, hits, and he might have sprained his foot because how hard he hit. And Deku would then charge him, grab him, and then start repeatedly kicking him with his knee in his gut, and just keep hitting him there. And then just pretty much throw him to the ground and kick him in the face with his foot. Soccer ball kick in the face. And then touch the pump and win. I think the whole time, Araka would be watching this like, holy fucking shit. Also, Minyeta got booted out and is replaced by Kendo. Yeah, so... yeah, that just happened. So, yeah, Deku just kicked ass. Anyways, for the USJ event, yes, we're going there, and I'm going to end it there because I don't know. The USJ event, Deku is going to, well, how do I put it? Kick ass and take names. And by take names, I mean, well, Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do there. And I'm going to just leave it off here. Because I think I put in a lot of information. If this goes up, which most likely it won't, I'll do another video. But I don't think it will. I don't know if I'll post it, but if I do post it, yay. Anyways, have a good day and a good night. Peace out.